I think Sharice is on to something. Just don't go in the water. Just probably for the best. All right, we've had a few showers, not much to help cool things off. We're definitely starting to feel more of that summer heat as all of our tropical moisture is moving out. A few downpours south of Morgan City. Have had a few little spotty showers here and there, but generally speaking, rain coverage today 20, at the very most 30%, and even less as we head into the next several days. So just a few of those passing clouds that allow for the development of rainfall. But as high pressure really settles on top of it, we're not going to see much of that vertical growth that you need in clouds to produce rainfall. 93 was our high today, so we're now running above normal, and we'll probably be a few degrees warmer than that in the coming days. At the moment, mostly sunny skies over downtown. It's pretty, but it's also a pretty typical summer day. Feels like 98 with a dew point in the 70s. Unfortunately, no signs of the dew points coming down anytime soon. Still a little bit of a breeze south or east-southeast at 13 miles an hour, but those winds will also be settling down this weekend as that high moves in place. Upper 80s and low 90s on the map right now. You can kind of see some of that rain-cooled air at Morgan City, and dew points some 60s, but generally in the 70s, which makes it feel like the mid-upper 90s and even feels like in the triple digits. Now, the heat that's coming won't send our temperatures into the triple digits, but certainly heat indices will be there. Still a bit of a breeze, but as mentioned, those winds will be coming down. So for the next hour, we still have our coastal flood advisory up. All locations have already reached high tide, so the water is receding, and as water comes up tomorrow, it won't be nearly as high above normal high tide. So thankfully, the coastal flooding is coming to an end. You can clearly see on our water vapor here the upper motion around this upper level high, and that is what is creating the heat dome across much of the nation. You could say we're starting to feel some of that down south, but that upper high is shifting more so centered over us into the weekend. Now, we've been talking about this high, kind of a double-edged sword. It's great that it keeps anything in the tropics away from us. It's bad that it sends our temperatures in the mid-90s. I'd rather the mid-90s than anything in the tropics. And in fact, the upper ridging is going to continue even on into early next week. So not much in the way of rainfall as we start next week. However, it does look like we're going to see a little upper trough with a disturbance embedded that should help to increase our rain chances as we head toward the end of next week. But for the next several days, the heat will be the big issue. I've shown this graphic before. It's kind of an experimental by the National Weather Service of some of the heat risks, and those increase with temperatures daytime well above normal, the duration of those hot temperatures, and if you have any kind of ability to cool down, it will be a little bit more of an issue by the end of the weekend and more so the start of next week with that upper high settled right on top of us. So just use caution over the next several days if you are going to be outdoors. And unfortunately, no cool downs coming anytime soon. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. So this is putting us into the start of July. High likelihood the temperatures will be running above normal. The upper ridging is keeping most rainfall well away from us. We were able to see a few isolated showers develop kind of within this easterly flow, and the upper high not settled right over us. That will change tomorrow as that upper high kind of settles almost directly on top of us, limiting any real rain chances. Quick check of the tropics. We have Invest 92, which is near the coast, as well as the system that we'll be watching moving into the Bay of Campeche. First one, Devin, looks like there's a little closed circulation at the surface, but thunderstorms are really struggling to get organized around the system. It'll be moving north of Jacksonville into Georgia, and then eventually once inland, it's not going to have any kind of chance of development. The other system that we're watching probably has a better shot at organizing down in the Bay of Campeche. Nothing there right now. You kind of see a broad circulation from an upper low to the north of us, but nothing there just yet. Probably going to see something down there, but with the upper high building over us, it's not coming anywhere near the northern Gulf Coast. Temperatures in the next several days, mid, some upper 90s and dry. We'll start to see that upper high breaking down with our rain chances picking up toward the end of next week.